Hi everyone, and welcome to Green Monk TV, the Smart Grid Heavy Hitter series. My guest on the program today is Chris King, who is the Chief Regulatory Officer from eMeter. Chris, smart grids have got a pretty broad definition, and the more money that's been thrown at them from the Recovery Act, the broader that definition has seemed to become. What do you guys in eMeter, how do you define what you call a smart grid?
We actually combine smart grid and smart meters and see smart meters as the key to smart grid. A lot of people will focus on smart grid as being only the distribution grid, but in fact most of the benefits come from smart meters, which are an integral part of it.
Your title, Chief Regulatory Officer, it's not a common title. Why do eMeter need a Chief Regulatory Officer?
Because our whole industry is by definition defined and motivated by regulators and policies that countries and states put out as far as smart meters and the smart grid. Utilities are obviously regulated industries. Their real customer, frankly, is regulators. Customers are often referred to as ratepayers. So the reason I have this position, and frankly, if you look at the smart grid and smart meter companies, you'll find that there's somebody doing policy work in just about every one of them nowadays. Really is about educating the policymakers, because they've heard the term smart grid, and most of them don't know what it means, and most of them don't know what the benefits are. So what we do is we educate them as to what the savings are to consumers, what they can do to make it a reality, not just a concept. What are some specific policies that they can adopt? And of course, these are all public policies. They don't promote any single vendor, but promote the industry in general.
Where are you seeing the most favorable regulations towards smart grids now? What countries or areas or regions have the most favorable, and where are places being held up by regulations?
Just about all the regions have very positive regulations and policies promoting smart meters and smart grids. You have the EU committed to rolling out smart grids by 2022 for all customers, China by 2020, numerous individual countries by some time frame less than that, 2015, 2017. States like California and Texas, where it'll be done in 2012 or 2013. Where we see the differences is in the details and how far along they are in those details. So have they adopted specific functional requirements? Have they adopted specific deployment requirements? And that's where places like Texas and California are out in front. The UK is coming along. We've been a little bit slow in developing the specific regulations on how to roll things out. Germany's another example. They've got a specific requirement for smart meters, but the government hasn't defined actually what a smart meter is. EU also has the policy for getting smart grid deployed, but it hasn't said, this is exactly how it's got to be done or when it's got to be finished. So when you go up to that higher level, again, places that have been more specific, Scandinavia and Italy are two other ones that are further down the road and where a lot more progress has happened.
Chris, I was reading a survey published by Microsoft today, which said that 55% of utilities have yet to start smart grid rollouts. Does that gel with the kind of utility companies you're coming across? Do you think that sounds true? Is it as high a number as that they haven't started yet?
That sounds right. In fact, it's absolutely exciting that 45% have. A classic example of the glass being half full. I've been in this industry probably longer than I've wanted to be, but long enough to see that this is huge progress, especially in the last couple of years with utilities moving forward. We now have globally probably about 60 million smart meters, which is a drop in the bucket out of total global meters of 2.7 billion, but a huge step forward nevertheless.
Fantastic. Chris, that's been great. Thanks a million for coming on the show.